Welcome to Sam Drinks Beer. This is a beer review. So the beer today is Dark Mild from Left-Handed Giant's Brewpub. Now, mild is very much a classic sort of beer style originating from this country. It was the most popular beer style sold in the UK after World War II, with, I believe, 75% of all British beer after World War II was milds. Now, it's sort of having a little bit of a resurgence at the moment, milds. I've noticed a few breweries have started doing them again. And yeah, obviously this is a prime example. I mean, traditionally, I think this is 4%. Traditionally, they tended to be sort of anywhere sort of between sort of 2.5% and sort of late 3s, 4%. But now modern sort of miles tend to be a little bit stronger, I'm finding. Sort of, I've seen some right up to sort of 5.5%. So definitely a style that's evolved over the years. So let's crack it open and see how it pours. So yeah, you can see there's a little bit of carbonate, a lot of carbonation actually, and good head retention on it. You can smell the sort of malty aromas straight off the bat, and from pouring it, and yeah, a bit of chocolate on there on the nose as well. In fact, quite a lot of chocolate on the nose, but the maltiness is very, very dominant. Bit of vanilla as well, maybe, on there. Don't know. So let's give it a sip. Yep, just like the smell, it's very malty. Very malty. Quite thin, I must admit. Not a huge amount of body on it at all, really. But I suppose it's a 4% beer. I mean, you're not expecting it to be a thick, boozy imperial stout by any means. It's quite nutty as well. A lot of nuttiness on the taste, with a sort of light roasted sort of roasted malt, I guess you'd say. Not really coffee. But yeah, definitely getting the chocolate I got off the nose as well. A little bit of chocolate. Not as, I think I got it a bit more on the nose than I did on the taste. And the vanilla's not as prominent, I don't think, on the flavour as it is on the nose. It's a little bit there, but yeah. It's got a sort of a dark, muddy sort of colour to it. It's enjoyable though. It's enjoyable. I can imagine it being good on cask for sure. If you went all the way down to Bristol to the Left-Handed Giant Brewpub, I can imagine it's very nice on cask. It's got a lot more carbonation than you'd expect on a mild. I suppose that's probably because I'm more used to having the style on sort of in cask. There's always going to be a bit more carbonation on a canned beer. Yeah, taste-wise, it's nice. It's a mild. It's, it's sort of easy drinking, malty, smooth. Maybe not the creamy as some, by any means, but probably due to sort of the lack of real thickness in the body. But it's still very enjoyable. I can definitely imagine sort of sipping this when pubs sort of reopen again. Sipping this, for sure. So the can, it is from, as I mentioned already, Left-Handed Giant's Brewpub, which is obviously the brewpub from Left-Handed Giant down in Bristol. The can art is, it's solid. It's not the most spectacular can art I've ever seen. It's blue with some pink wavy lines, but it's simple. It's certainly not offensive at all. Yeah, the description on the back. At our brewpub, we specialise in unfiltered lagers and crisp sessionable beers. unassuming and quaffable, mild ale accounted for 75% of all beer produced in Britain's following the Second World War. Yep, you can see where I got that fact from earlier now. Our brewpub is situated on the historic brewing site within Bristol, founded in 1788, with production of mild dating back as far as 1867. This traditional dark mild is mellow and easy drinking, with a characterful dark malt flavour present in the finish. I couldn't disagree with that, actually, yeah. One thing I didn't really touch on is, yeah, the finish is actually pretty decent, actually. Almost makes up for the lack of body in that. And it's solid. I wouldn't say it's the greatest beer I've ever had, but it's a mild, you know, you're expecting a solid, unspectacular, easy drinking sort of beer, you know. It's not, you know, you're not expecting the sort of flavour explosion you get from a sort of an imperial stout. So, yeah, it's solid. I'd say, what's to rate it? Probably on an Untappd scale, I'd probably give it a 3.5. It's enjoyable. I'd happily drink it again. It's very sessionable, but I just feel its body lets it down a little bit. But yeah, it's a good solid mild, and I hope, you know, this sort of resurgence of milds we're seeing at the moment continues. So yeah, this is the review of LHG Brewpub Start Mild, and yeah, I hope to bring these a bit more regularly. I know it's been 2 weeks since the first one. I want to try and be a bit more prolific, but yeah, if you like, subscribe and stuff, and I'll try and put more out. Cheers.